Hey everybody, I'm back, but this time I would like to discuss the issue of euthanization with animals. Now, I know that some animals attack people out of maybe protection or misunderstanding or something like that, but there is no reason to euthanize an animal for attacking a human. Neither is there a reason for euthanizing an animal just because of overpopulation in the shelters. So I would like to encourage you all to fight against this. So over 1 million cats, dogs, and other animals are euthanized yearly in shelters. And even more are euthanized because of attacks on people. Now, when it comes to domesticated animals, them attacking people, if they have an owner, you're going to blame the owner. Don't blame the dog. Now, because an animal attacks a human, it's usually the way they were brought up. So I would like to stress that. A lot of people will train their animals to be guard dogs. This is not a good thing. This trains the animal to attack other people, whether it's for protection of the person that they belong to or protection of property. Either way, this does not matter. Animals that you own are naturally protective of you. They have a love for you. It's proven in many cases. An example is my aunt has a Boston Terrier who is so sweet. She's never bitten anybody in the world, like ever. And she's had 3 different owners, and there was never a problem. Now, she has never been trained to be a guard dog. She has never experienced anything violent. Now, one time, my aunt was in the car and the dog was in the back seat. Now, unfortunately, someone decided to reach their hand in the car, and when they did that, the dog bit her, the person reaching in the car. This was just a natural instinct to protect her owner. And that's just an example. Nothing happened. The dog is perfectly fine. The human is perfectly fine. But would you euthanize that dog? There are cases where people, like fighting dogs, these dogs are trained to be vicious, and then they reflect that. Now, luckily, fighting dogs are not usually vicious towards humans, but it's an example that they are trained to do so. Animals are not naturally mean unless they have some sort of mental illness, and this is usually detected at a young age. Every shelter should spay and neuter, and I encourage all of you to do the same. Breeding is not fair. Don't breed your animals, because for every animal bred, another 100 plus will die in a shelter. So rescue, don't buy. Go to a shelter and rescue and adopt. Don't buy from a breeder. And even in my example is I did not buy my rats. I bought them from the store, because at animal stores they are sold for food, rats, food for snakes, and I rescued my babies from that horrible fate. So that's just an example. It's just a misconception that if an animal bites, it's vicious, but it's not. You can rehabilitate animals to be sweet and caring, and that's what I am going to do with my life. I want to rehabilitate aggressive, special needs animals that can eventually be adopted. So I really would like to stress, please protest euthanasia of aggressive dogs, and aggressive animals in general. Every animal. Humans who don't understand animal behavior may end up hurting themselves and sometimes the animal, because sometimes we just don't understand what the animal is doing. It's all understanding an animal's behavior, because their behavior will be our warning. Animals very rarely attack without warning, so they obviously don't deserve to be put down over misunderstandings. So on that, please protest. When it comes to the euthanasia in the shelters, that needs to be stopped. I think that we need to donate more, help more of the volunteers, more of the foster homes for these animals to survive. So many animals that are sweet and caring get put down just because there's no more space. Sometimes they get put down just because they're blind or just because they're deaf. It's not fair. Any animal can survive, can be sweet and caring. Now, when it comes to wild animals, please do not misunderstand this. Wild animals are wild animals. Please do not try to domesticate a wild animal. Please do not try to have a wild animal as a pet. This will not work. Okay? So, let me know if you have any questions.